Hello everyone! There are those chess games that after you see them, your day is instantly improved, and this is, well, exactly such a game. It was played in 1927 by the great Polish Grandmaster Miguel Najdorf, and although Miguel Najdorf was considered to be one of the strongest players in the world in the period of 1940s to 1950s, this game was actually played in the beginning of his career. I think he was about 17 years old at the time this game was played. And Miguel Najdorf is playing with the black pieces against Ignacio Glucksberg with the white pieces. And a lot of people are confusing this game to another brilliancy Najdorf played, which is against a guy named Glucksberg. So it's definitely a different guy, and this is 1927, and the other game is 1929. So I will show the other game as well, but this isn't that game. And I think rightfully this game is called the Polish Immortal. And I'm sure you'll agree with me that it definitely deserves the title. So, like I said, Glucksberg is white and Najdorf is black. And, oh yeah, I wouldn't want to miss this, but you all know what great contribution Najdorf made to chess theory. I don't think there's really a chess player in the world that hasn't tried a Najdorf a variation of the Sicilian defense. Okay, so let's see the game. We have d4 and f5, the Dutch defense. We have c4, knight to f6, knight to c3, e6, knight to f3, d5. Najdorf is preparing the stone wall defense, something often used by Magnus Carlsen himself. We have e3, c6, now the stone wall is complete. Bishop to d3, we have bishop to d6, castles, and now knight to e2. And here we have knight b to d7. Glucksberg goes for knight to g5, and this is a blunder. Najdorf immediately plays bishop captures on h2. And, well, the bishop can be captured, but if king captures bishop, then simply knight to g4 check, king g1, and, well, the queen picks up the knight on g5, and black is up a pawn, and, well, with a better position. So after Najdorf played bishop captures on h2, Glucksberg played simply king to h1, and now Najdorf plays, again, knight to g4. And this opens up an attack on this knight on g5. So Glucksberg defends it. He plays f4, and now Najdorf plays queen to e8, as this king is pretty much stuck here on h1. He can't go anywhere, and if the queen gets to h5, this is, well, very dangerous. So g3 is played, now making room for the king on g2. We have queen to h5 by Najdorf, and now king to g2. And this is move 13. White just played move 13, and Najdorf plays a brilliant move that completely crushes White's position. He plays bishop to g1. And, well, what's the threat here? Well, the threat is very simple. The threat is queen to h2. So let's see what happens if this bishop is captured. And the bishop must be captured, because if White tries anything other than capturing the bishop, for example, queen to e1, then it's over immediately. Queen to h2 check, we have king to f3, and now queen to h1 checkmate. So after this bishop to g1 move, let's see what happens if rook captures bishop. If rook captures bishop, then again, queen to h2 check, king to f3, and queen to f2 checkmate. So it seems that the bishop cannot be ignored, but also the rook cannot capture it. So obviously the knight has to capture the bishop. So we have knight captures on g1, and now queen to h2 check. We have king to f3, and now the rook is of course protecting f2, so queen to f2 checkmate is no longer available. But Najdorf here continues the game brilliantly. He plays e5, and this comes with a terrible threat. The threat is of course e4, and well, capturing on e5 is definitely not a very, you know, it's definitely not pleasant to capture this, but let's see what happens if White ignores this. For example, if he plays something like queen to e2 and offers a trade of queens, then simply e4 would check. There is no square left for the white king, so we have bishop captures on e4, d captures on e4, and now knight captures on e4. We have queen to h1 check, and now after queen blocks the check with queen to g2, now simply f captures on e4 with check, and this is over. White loses a queen. So after this e5, obviously the e5 pawn has to be captured. We have d captures on e5, and now knight captures on e5. We have f captures on e5, and now knight to e5 check. And what can White do here? Well, there is only one square for the king. It's king f4. And here we have knight to g6 with check. King has to go back to f3. And now definitely, again, a brilliant continuation by Najdorf. We have f4. And this comes with a terrible threat. This comes with a threat of f captures on e3 or on g3. It doesn't really matter. If this rook gets an open file, this is game over. So white, of course, has to capture. We have e captures on f4, and now a kill. This is, I mean, this is an insta kill. Try to find Najdorf's next move. It's a beautiful one. He plays bishop to g4 with check. And if the king moves, the king can go to e3, but then this queen on d1 falls. So Guldsberg captures the bishop. He plays king captures on g4, and now Najdorf again. It's a blow by blow by blow. He plays knight to e5 with check, and with this move, well, white does have to capture the knight, as now the f3 square is covered by the knight. And this bishop sacrifice and both the knight sacrifice were made so that Najdorf could open this f file. So we have f captures on e5, only move, and now I hope everyone can see it. It's checkmate in one to end the game in a brilliant style as it was played. We have h5. So yeah, definitely a beautiful position and a great day for Poland. So yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this game, and well, as usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon.